Map 3 to find out who can make their way over to ESL Challenger Jönköping and compete for a spot for the next season of Pro League as well. TYLOO and the Mongols have got a lot to prove inside this map though before we even think about further LAN events.
Yeah, one of the few qualifying routes that you can have, and against some international competition as well. They want this opportunity, especially with that newer roster of the Mongols. Already starting off with some nice aggression in towards Monster. A triple peek from the CTs. In fact, it's a full stack on this B bomb site. So if TYLOO decide to end on that side of the map, they could be in for a nasty surprise, but they're very spread at the moment.
This is only going to come down to what JamYoung and Mercury can actually find over towards long. They are waiting for the calls to be made from that side, and at the same time, Mongols might look to get aggressive. That does feel like what they're lining up to do. They don't have flashes, so they will just have to dry push out of Monster. Always a scary prospect, but Advent's moved away. Techno now rotates. He's all the way back to the A-bomb site. But no one else is still committing to this rotate. To be honest, TYLOO is barely committing to the rotate.
Yeah, this is a bit of a weird pistol. No one wants to be the one that makes that first move. Techno's still not finding anything on the jump spots either. Could be in for bad timing.
Now caught out, not ready for the long push at all, and with that, yep, feels like TYLOO have just picked up their arm there, and then they can get into very good post-plant positions as well. No one's coming to threaten out from connector though, so that means that with only 3 players on the bomb site, maybe Mongols can have some sort of weird numbers advantage as they try to scale back into it. Mzinho pushing forward, hoping to take first point. If he can come through and have one of those banging USP rounds that we know he can offer up, that would be massive, but Mzinho's only good for 1. Mercury just keeps on raining down with his Glock 910. The last to fall, but fall he will. TYLOO start off strong.
How many 4Ks are we going to see in pistol rounds? This time it's Mercury that delivers the goods. Yeah, the very awkward pistol from the Mongols, given that they go for a full B stack. Techno left in charge of all of the A bomb site, and he was kind of just open to those timings, given that there's only so much that he can watch at any given point. Wanted to try and play for his life, but as soon as he was exposed in from Dice, yeah, like you said, he just completely caught off by how far TYLOO had progressed in from long. Last thing they wanted to do was break down the full B stack, and then find out that TYLOO had, you know, found the gap in that bomb site. Still, they chose the wrong side of the map, and now on USPs in this round, JamYoung trying to deter them from hunting him down, and takes a lot of damage for those duels. Mercury there to back him up, but he's instead the one that goes down. Suddenly Kaze has to try and battle back, make sure this rifle doesn't get out of hand, but they lose honestly a decent amount of players, given that it was just USPs they were up against. 2 casualties, but no chances to get their hands on those dropped rifles. It is contained enough.
Like 3 players kept alive, it's whatever. Obviously, it would be nice to make sure that 910 doesn't get those extra kills and he doesn't pick up the AWP, but hey, it's all good.
Does at least keep their economy somewhat more modest. It's the new age Molotov that people are beginning to throw from the A-bomb site into short water. You get there at a faster timing. You can actually dictate that timing just so much easier, considering it's a simple lineup just coming out of spawn. There's an extra Molotov available if you have the extra Molotovs. You know, this first gun round is one in which we often see that shortchanged. Very audible on his fallback. Techno, yeah, caught once again. He is being abused at the moment in these opening couple of rounds on the A plate. Does have 910 in from long, and this is an angle they have to try and clear. Flash is brilliant, though. 910 doesn't even get a look in on the ensuing attack. 3 on 5, and this should just be a move for Mongols to save. They have no kits, no position. Really just the lacking of resources to contest for this one.
Yeah. Perhaps even a little bit underwhelming, honestly.
Yeah, it's kind of staggering as well to see Techno get caught like he has done, not only in the pistol round, but now as well, just trying to fall back into the bomb site after being a little bit aggressive towards the divider and bathrooms area. He's, I mean, the most experienced player on this roster, bar bLitz.
Not too much room for mistakes like that, though. And hopefully that will be the last of them.
Yeah, for reference, in the upper bracket, when they faced off against each other last, of course, we saw Nuke, we saw Mirage, and Overpass once again, but that first half was a 6-6 in favor, 6-6 with the Mongols, or rather, yeah, with the Mongols starting on T side, but with TYLOO starting on T this time, the fact they got themselves at 3 already is something that can be a bit concerning. In this gun round, they kind of opened themselves up to a 5-0 scoreline.
Is the door not naded? How is no one taking damage?
I think that door is still there.
Okay. Crucial position for Techno over here. There's really no path of retreat for him. JamYoung's in a great position to stop that from happening, but JamYoung also needs to be careful to not just get double swung into. What is that? Wow, that's a Molotov for back of tree. Nice. Mercury forward is about to spot out Techno's head and take it off as well. They might have an idea that there's a second player here. That's a very common double toilet setup that they will be running. Mercury is ready. That could have been a timing that went the other way, but instead it is perfect. And bLitz now cannot find the kill onto the first. Instead, he'll settle for Mercury. Advent keeps himself alive.
I mean, bLitz is in fight or flight mode. He has to keep pushing forward and right into the waiting crosshair of Advent, anticipating that move, given that his teammates were up from long. TYLOO putting together another successful round on these weapons that the Mongols once again will try and save theirs. They're just ending up empty-handed on these A-side defenses. Techno once again that first to fall. The timing actually just couldn't have been better for Mercury. It was actually exceptional for him to have gone back to clear it. And it was this position as well where I think the extra barrel length of having an A1S of 910 actually gave his position away. He sort of ventured past the sort of the problem angle, the first angle that Mercury would have been able to clear. But as soon as he saw that barrel, just hyper-fixated and knew exactly where 910 was repositioning in from. So great presence of mind, and putting to his low HP off of the first duel between him and Techno to great use.
No aggression this time out into connector nor into party. These will be relatively uncontested. Spam is a little bit more successful, but really not too much. So the fact that they're giving up so much map control out to TYLOO, where they will not be forced to really use any utility either, that's a bold decision.
Does seem like the plan of attack is to just keep on hammering these players on the A side until they put up a formidable defense. Once again, just kind of slow working in through middle and connector alike, all while still throwing a lot of utility over on that B bomb site, so there's no additional rotations. They don't have to worry about a third man on the defensive end. But now things have gone a little bit quiet on that B bomb site. bLitz is starting to lean himself over, and maybe that extra presence as they've gone for a setup inside of the A side itself could be enough.
910 really needs to put up a performance over here with this little time left. There's so little that TYLOO can actually do to flash him off or anything like it. Techno, good for the first. Can he get the second? Absolutely. 910, position was revealed earlier on, but Advent can't get away from death. Time is ticking down low while the bomb is planted, and look, Mercury and Kaze don't have the numbers advantage, but positioning is fantastic for them. Mercury's all the way through.
They're not looking for it.
It's not going to be checked at all. The first kill found, that's all he's looking for. Kaze still zoned in onto the bomb site. Mercury's got one. Senzu's down, and Mercury might have just unlocked this round by going into bank. bLitz's position forfeited as well. Kaze will be able to just take him down as he pushes forward, looking for that remaining player. Really, really good post plant from TYLOO.
I mean, yes, it's great. The play for there from Mercury is exceptional, but given where he got those kills and given their noise on the rotations, for them to just completely disregard a forward push on bank, especially when you're at a numbers advantage. You know, when you have a numbers advantage like that and the bomb is down, very frequently you'll see teams try to go for an aggressive move like that, just to try and even the numbers. You know, then maybe they can play deeper post plant positions to try and stop you from defusing or getting on top of that bomb. But nobody even considering that as a possibility is a massive oversight from the Mongols. I'm almost a little surprised they don't decide to call a timeout because of that. I mean, we were kind of talking about Moseyuh and his influence on that first map, or rather on Mirage. And now it's Mercury that's stepping up to the plate. He's on 11 kills in 5 rounds.
Yeah, whenever you're averaging over 2 kills per round, you're a good player that map.
I don't know if he keeps up that pace.
Surely not.
We'd be in for quite a display. This is cute. Oh, they just missed the timing though. Advent just went to the top side of Con, but they keep the boost and, well, a missed chance. And now they know that there's 2 players inside of short water. The Molotov forcing Techno out into the open, a 1-for-1 exchange, but JamYoung should know that there's an extra man close by. In fact, his player from the short tunnel catching Senzu and had him spinning all sorts of directions before he even fought into connector.
Look, we're talking about... We're practically taking turns talking about how good these teams' anti-ecos are, I suppose, but I have to say I'm impressed that TYLOO has managed to get themselves out of every hairy situation, but also that, hey, you know, they have been cleaning up pretty well, even on Nuke and now over here as well. That is obviously one of the big criticisms that we've always levied against Asian CS, which I think to this date is true. The teams aren't the best at dealing with half-buys and force-buys. Let's look at what? Huh?
Overpass, another map where the bomb radius does feel a bit expanded, and I think that is true. And I think you might be able to survive in that position, just barely, if you have armor, but bLitz did not, so... Not sure what the plan was there. I think he wanted to escape with that M4, but maybe just not quite used to that new bomb radius. And TYLOO, although they had some casualties, they will move in with another buy. Mercury on the P90. They want to speed things up.
Mzinho's burning down. He really needed to smoke that off earlier on. Moseyuh's gone, but maybe Mzinho doesn't need to do anything here. Senzu and 910 out to give him company. Techno's not too far either. This CT stack is looking wonderful to give Mongols potentially their first round. So much damage dealt and no one is falling from the CTs. Not yet, at least. Feels like not ever will be the case. Great call from Mongols.
Well, great call. Great hold. Sure. Don't think they really changed anything from the way they opened up the round, aside from, well, making sure to get that Molotov down as TYLOO were committing to the rush. First time we've seen TYLOO really explore that B-bomb site. Comes 7 rounds into the game, and it's blown up in their face. This would have to be one of the greater clutches we see on Overpass, and we've seen some pretty exceptional ones. 1-on-5 with the AWP.
He's got it in him.
I mean, he's just got no time is the problem. And nor does he have the shot lined up, a leg to bLitz. And there was an option for them to move into a double AWP should they have so chosen. It's not as though they don't have candidates for it. We've talked a lot prior about Mzinho and his capabilities on that weapon. I think at one point or another I think we were both kind of touting him as, oh, why doesn't he just become a main AWP on a team? But here he is on the TheMongolz as a primary rifler. But yeah, if you've got the extra money, you have the chance, then maybe a secondary AWP as well wouldn't sort of go too far away from expectations.
Solid name. JamYoung's not feeling happy about that one. Oh, what? Mercury just fires back. Mzinho's been going for the same spam for so long. Mercury's had enough of it.
Yeah, it's not even as though Mzinho's been very successful on those spams, but he's shown how it's done.
It has become a lot more... I'm going to hold the point for now because it's a long pressure once again. 9-10 nearby will not be needed. bLitz continues forward. Mercury, however, and he's been given the kill, will be fading away. bLitz going out wide like that meant that 9-10 couldn't cover off the angle.
But he repicks it up.
Big miss from Kaze though. Oh, he's pulled out a knife. He's pulled out a knife. He's running away. Mercury isn't willing to punish. Not yet. He's hoping to catch him on the long angle instead. Will do so, but cannot line the shots. With the smoke down, that will never be lined up. Advent can maybe look to cut off 9-10, but he's not willing to peek either. So what could have been a big return to a 2-on-2. What, Advent? You're not supposed to be hitting shots like that. That's Mercury's job. Mercury's instead going for the bomb front. Advent will not be expecting to push through the smoke. Techno with 2.
They need plays like that. I mean, a very big risk. Mzinho was nowhere near the bomb site. If Techno had fallen there, that round is pretty much all and done for. But Techno saw an opportunity coming through that smoke, so many angles to cover. Like, even going for a plant, the regular side of DICE would have been a bit of a risk there for TYLOO, considering that they took their time moving into A. They could have been flanked from connector. So great read on the situation there from Techno. He's now had a couple of multi-kills in this game, and specifically on that A bomb site, after being abused in the opening segments. They can muster together another full buy here on TYLOO, but calling a timeout just to discuss how they want to approach this one. And leaning into having Kaze on that AWP, if they wanted the extra utility and full AKs, Kaze obviously could have dropped one of those AKs over, instead Moseyuh buying into the Galil.
Doesn't feel like the biggest sacrifice for Kaze's comfort.
No, not at all.
One of the things that has become a lot more difficult to do in Overpass, some small changes, is actually getting the boost. But I'll talk about why that is later on. There has been a nade to pop open the smoke, and they found a kill right through it. Re-smoke will not be in time. Mzinho, what is going on here?
You're just expecting the one player inside a monster, but there was Kaze holding the deep line with his ult. bLitz inside of Khan will find Moseyuh. There's a trade being lined up. Advent will succeed. A little bit awkward on the opening exchange. The first 3 or 4 bullets out of both chambers didn't quite hit the mark. But Mzinho's not just simply sitting around after losing bLitz inside of Khan. In fact, we're looking to regress. JamYoung has him, though. Timing's exceptional.
Going back over towards the B bomb site, that's a call. Could Techno find them? There's definitely a timing window, but he doesn't connect onto a shot. JamYoung will stay alive, and now they've gone for the B split, but Mongols will at least be able to call over 9-10 to provide some backup. Is there a smoke for Heaven? Yes, there is, but Kaz is holding that. Hard to deploy from the position where he is. And it'll be onto the bomb site instead, and as he reveals his position, Techno's gonna keep fighting. JamYoung takes down his infallible leader, and with 15 seconds needs to find the bomb, cannot pick it up. That's crucial few seconds that are missed out. 9-10. Good grenade to clear out the smoke, but will not be able to actually get a kill after deploying it. JamYoung can just fade away to safety. Now he is spotted going back to the pillar, but he peeks out. JamYoung gives them that round, even if he did maybe make it a little bit more difficult as well.
Yeah, just decided to take the fight to him after he got that bomb down. Knew exactly where 9-10 was coming from, and even though all it took was one USP shot to take him down, if he allowed him to sort of run a process of elimination, clearing out different angles, didn't know whether 9-10 had extra utility, things could have gotten very hairy, and his chances of winning actually could have gone further down, but he will succeed in the clutch. Another missed Molotov here from the Mongols. They have now failed to molly off middle in a couple of rounds. New lineups can be quite hard to adjust to. But very solid work here from TYLOO, still on this T side. There's been a bit of resurgence in for the Mongols, but now we see that money drying up once again.
That's a cool one. Well, Mzinho, however, doesn't seem to be able to find Mercury. Cool Molotovs or not. Mongols are still in a very good position to try and fight for 5, though. You know, regardless of however these rounds have gone, you know, you are at the verge of resetting the T-side economy as well.
I find it interesting that they've started to move Techno over towards that B bomb site. bLitz is occupying long territory instead. It was 9-10 and Techno as the duo, but the in-game leader decided to take that responsibility for himself. Flash lined up for the hard clear on the corner, and bLitz is full blinded by it, so a great clear from TYLOO. That's their opening opportunity to start accelerating into this A site, while 9-10 tries his best to stay alive for as long as possible on this AWP.
Really good repositioning. Will be giving him a couple of 1v1s. Can he get the second? No, not fast enough. JamYoung's running out of bullets and he knows it, but Mzinho's in the bomb site. He has to fight. He's lost his life and his leader will be following right after. Great job from 9-10 to even get that first kill underneath that pressure, but I have to say, TYLOO, as they try to accelerate, I'm slightly surprised at their spacing.
Yeah, fumbling utility and players not ready for all the swings. The Mongols knew exactly what was coming their way. They were very fleet-footed on all of those players that were once in defense of the B-bomb site to come and support 9-10 because they knew he was in a very dire position. Another missed Molotov. It just doesn't land, so they can continue to get access to playgrounds here on TYLOO without taking much damage. They do tank an HE, but that's $600 that the Mongols have failed to utilize correctly in now several rounds.
I do like this setup between bLitz and Mzinho, especially with 9-10 having this kind of utility, but will he be deploying the flashbang in time? TYLOO, this is the turning point. A good flashbang from the Mongols, and they are lining up that 5th round pretty much there and then, but without it, if the Tech 9 gets a quick kill, anything like that, this could come cascading down. Such a crucial round from either side, and 9-10 will find himself in a position to get a big play out, get a big multi-kill out. The first one will be found, looks free. But Kaze, what a shot right back through the edge off the truck wall as well. Mercury's got a second advantage found. Will they be ready for Blitz though?
Yes.
That is the question. They know, but they won't be checking it. Blitz is now low. He has to earn that one kill. Looks for more, will not find.
Techno, though, on that flank, came up from connector and is a massive nuisance. 10 seconds, and he get this bomb down. If Kaze falls, things get awkward, but Kaze wins his duel, and now Techno has to try and keep them contained in their positions. Instead, they get very defensive in through bank and doubling up now on stairs. Techno has a mountain to climb. Creeping closer, doesn't have a kit, and so has to force these fights rather quickly. Advent dealt with, and the AWP of Kaze missing his opening chance. Kit recovered, 5-second defuse. Kaze has to be quick, has to go out and check it, and he doesn't call his bluff. He doesn't think he's gonna stick the bomb in its entirety. Techno steals that away, a 1 versus 2.
Mongols looked like they were set up for success in that round in the beginning, but the second 9-10 goes down, it all starts to go lopsided. Techno being given that chance. I mean, Kaze, the first miss is bad enough, but then after that, it does feel like more of a coin flip. I don't know if I really blame him for not checking, but Techno, the minerals on this man are hefty.
He's been doing a whole lot after not getting a whole lot done at the start of this game. Finally found a bit of form, and the Mongols are happier for it. Could find themselves at a 5-7 half, and it's looking likely Blitz doubling up inside of connector, and that's all the presence that was needed to be quelled. JamYoung just moving through a smoke, and Moseyuh just getting full spammed through it. Mzinho juggling weapons, but there's Mzinho to keep him covered. A 7-5 half from TYLOO's T start. We'll see what the Mongols have cooked up in the second.
Just with you, with you, with you, with you, with you, oh, with you, with you, with you, oh, with you, with you, with you, oh, yeah. It never felt so right with you. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. Hope you feel the same way too. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. It never felt so right with you. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. Hope you feel the same way too. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. I can't believe it's all true. Whenever you touch my hair, I'm feeling closer to you. Nothing else can compare. And higher we fly, admire the beautiful things you do. And higher we fly, desire these moments just with you. With you, with you, with you, with you, oh, with you, with you, with you, oh. With you, with you, with you, oh. Yeah. It never felt so right with you. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. Hope you feel the same way too. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. It never felt so right with you. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. Hope you feel the same way too. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. It never felt so right with you. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. Hope you feel the same way too. I'm gonna hold on to you.
One half is all that separates these guys from booking out a trip to Sweden. Of course, they're not thinking about the end goal right now. They're thinking about what is in front of them, and it is pain and agony on either side. TYLOO looked like they were going to run away with this, but Mongols with a great comeback in that first half, hoping to continue forward that momentum even after the switch.
Yeah, pretty much an identical amount of rounds from TYLOO on that T side as we saw last time they faced off on Overpass. Mongols will see if they can change the status quo, take us away from comparisons to that last map with that extra reinvigoration. Great kills from bLitz and Techno already opening up the affair, and Kaze's revealed his presence in towards long, but they're not quite out of this just yet. Moseyuh bringing things a little bit closer, but Kaze's retreat is found by Mzinho, and a very awkward duel there for Advent that only makes things worse. A 1-on-4 now here for Moseyuh, but he has been one to clutch up for TYLOO. Even though this map has not exactly been his, there is always a chance when he's alive.
Bomb has been planted.
Do not doubt Mr. Messiah. I mean, you might be right to doubt him, but please don't. You know, he's like Tinkerbell. He needs you guys to clap for him. No belief on whatsoever here. He has no kit. He has no targets. He has no shots landing.
No, this was much more orthodox. It was a very spread out T-side pistol there for the Mongols, but none of the awkwardness of full stacks and, you know, separate investigations, very late round finish. No, the Mongols were able to pick apart the defenses of TYLOO rather quickly. You say it's one more half until we decide who goes to Sweden, who ends up at ESL Challenger Jönköping. And there are several teams that have already been decided. The Asia qualifier is the last of them. We already have Monty, Gamer Legion, Virtus Pro, and Eternal Fire, courtesy of the world rankings from ESL. And via the qualifiers, looking for Org, which is that French team that didn't quite all make the transition to the Falcons, Nouns, MIBR, and to be decided between the Mongols and TYLOO. A $100,000 event, a LAN tournament, one of the first that they'd be able to debut with players like Mzinho on the Mongols, but also a chance at ESL Pro League. These are high stakes, and only one team can move forward. So they've got enough respect for each other that they'd be happy if both of them made it, but that's not how this works.
Yeah, we wait for a world where we have two Asian teams at an ESL Challenger event. That does seem like it's a bit far away. Who knows? Who knows? Time ticking down. TYLOO will just be looking for exits. Exits that are going to be hard fought, I have to say. Mzinho holding off a lot of players as they will be swinging out one by one. Mzinho gets to play some aimbots, but does lose his life eventually. Aim punches too much. JamYoung, even if he does recover, the Galil can't do any more damage to the T side. 7-7, Mongols equalize, and now comes the real test.
Yeah, this is one of those criticisms about with the way that the buying patterns currently take place in MR12. We see a lot of teams go for this first gun round just so you get more gun rounds out of what is now a limited amount of rounds and a half. Of course, you can't get that AWP out, but Kaze will not be deterred. He will still have a scope, just the budget variant. And a nice scout headshot onto 910 on that T side, but he's also had some very nice showings on this map in particular, on this weapon.
Keep an eye out for Moseyuh, though. He's the first one to try and instigate. Will be able to find the frag, and there's no one nearby to actually punish him, despite his incredibly low HP. Mzinho as well. Tagged up by the grenade, if I'm not wrong, and maybe even a bit of spam afterwards. But Mercury will be the man to take point. Flashbang is not quite good enough to blind him, but the double swing is still fantastic. Kaze, two players that are quite low. 910 was the healthy one off them. And he's no longer healthy.
Yeah, the scout can function as an AWP with higher mobility for the fights on bLitz and Mzinho. Well, even Mzinho is not outside of the danger range. I think he can survive a scout shot, just depending on where he's hit.
Yeah, as long as it's not to the groin.
Yeah, because that hurts the most. They've traded. Moseyuh now on that scout, Kaze on the rifle. Not a more dependable weapon for the job. Moseyuh does see that smoke sailing over from long, so there's at least ones there, but...
Oh! Wow. This scout's working overtime. He's also got a grenade. If he's to chuck that one out now that Blitz's position is known, Moseyuh will not be doing so. Instead leaves his teammates to try and take duels. JamYoung and Kaze are not winning them though. Moseyuh now needs to push forward. Remember, these players are both incredibly low, so if he wants to pull out the pistol, that might be better. Decides against it still. That gets very close, and Mongols do get the economic bonus of a bomb plant, but TYLOO are happy with getting the round.
Man, that might be Kaze's scout, and he may be the AWPer on the team, but maybe he's not even the best scouter on the team. I mean, some really nice shots being hit by Moseyuh, even though he was on low health for those fights. Put it to great use. Now Kaze can get that AWP out. It will be contested by Mongols having won themselves. But lose this round, and suddenly there can be some distance gained. This is a swing round, even though it's not quite a high scoreline. This round is worth its weight in 2.
What is with this spam? How is no one managing to get damage with it?
The players are doing a really good job of tucking themselves to the left side wall as well on con, so not exposed to it.
Oh, Mercury gets that one for free. Is there more to be found? Well, there's more to be thought, but finding is a different question. bLitz is on the other side, and AWP now picked up as he's compensating for his lack of HP, but even so, Mercury is happy with the kill that he found. Keeps the advantage.
Kaze is actually re-aggressing in towards Banana. Doesn't really have a player that can back him up should they round that corner quick, but they just weren't ready for him to take that aggressive line. Kaze actually very typically a defensive AWPer, but taking a little bit more ownership in this round.
Molotov does displace him somewhat, but not really enough to be a bother. Now he's forced back into the Molotov, but Mzinho's gone. bLitz spotted out and taken down. TYLOO get the 9th, so despite the previous one being chaotic, this one is great as it also pushes down the Mongols' economy.
Yeah, really nice active work there from Kaze on the defense. I think it's one of the criticisms we have watching this core on TYLOO play on Overpass, that sometimes they're almost too defensive. They give up so much map control for free. Yeah. But the way that they're approaching some of these long fights and, you know, the willingness of Kaze to take some of these duels on the AWP as well does fill me with some newfound hope as well for TYLOO just being able to mix it up a little bit.
I'm gonna wait before I jump onto the hope train again. I've seen that Inferno too many times at this point, so...
Yeah, it's something we've talked about quite extensively, is that, you know, very frequently against lower level teams, they'll pull it out, but against the top, they play very, very passive.
The recognition that Mongols is a lower level team than them at this point. That's what they're hoping, but it is a lot of Glock kills coming through, and now 910 has an AWP as well. If there was anything that could start the spelling of disasters, these would be the alphabets. Moseyuh, fortunately, will be able to get a couple of kills with JamYoung and Mercury as well chiming in, so bomb plant for the Mongols is definitely more than they should have been given, but it's okay. Round still won by TYLOO.
Yeah, it definitely gets weird. Someone give him an M4A4. Man, why are we keeping the A1S over the A4? The A4 is more expensive.
Why do you say that like it's a good thing?
I mean, if people are rushing through Monster, I mean, we've talked about how the A1S isn't quite as strong at spamming smokes anymore, and, you know, we see HE breaks, and, you know, the extra time to kill that you get out of the A4, I think it makes it a lot more valuable than people realize now.
Was
the fact that
Mercury an A4 player before?
I think Mercury is an A4 player.
Yeah. Okay, then yes, then that makes sense. Because I was thinking, Mercury is the only person outside of JamYoung, obviously, who I think was an A4 player.
But these guys are good. I mean, they'll do it on whatever weapon. You know, we saw some great Galil work, and the Galil and the M4, A4 are pretty much the same. Just one is more accurate, fires faster. So they're not the same. Yeah, but also cost almost double.
Yeah, it's very different when you think about it.
Yeah, the more I highlight the differences, the more I realize they're different. Sink or swim. Now for the Mongols. This is the last map in the series, and this may be the last gun round. Last good one that they get.
Oh. Trade is good, but they're not going to be ready for the second play. Moseyuh able to punish. Is there another punishment? Perhaps bLitz will be peeking in, but he's peeking into his demise. Moseyuh is back. Oh.
Damn. But this has been Techno's map. I mean, really, I highlighted it before, but started slow, but he's now leading for the Mongols, has been an instrumental part on winning some of these rounds, and he, again, wants to try and take matters into his own hands. A jumping Advent is what puts him down, and 910 cannot get anything from his position either.
I know that Advent only has 7 kills, but it does feel like every time I see him get a kill, it's just this weird, super ballsy play that he's going for, and he just gets it done.
Yeah, I mean, his kills have been very impactful from the sense of, you know, it almost feels like he shouldn't win the duel. And then he does, and, you know, you see the light at the end of the tunnel sort of open up for the Mongols, only for it to be shuttered by Advent. As long as they get bomb plants down, the Mongols can continue to buy up in these rounds, but it does feel contingent on that.
This is sort of the kind of round where I look towards bLitz being able to call out something fantastic. Just change out the game somehow, but this is not what you want to see if you're a fan of the Mongolian side. JamYoung just dominating out the monster. Area Mzinho found out as well. A flank coming in from Mercury. There is a ticking timer on these two players, and they need to fight their way out of it, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be possible. bLitz exposing himself, but Mercury is not really pursuing in. JamYoung just continues to tear them apart. It feels like he's done it all. 4 kills for him, and TYLOO are on match point. Mongols not able to get a bomb plant, and Michael, that was the condition to the buy that you talked about. It's not been met.
Yeah, if they want util, if they want AKs, if they want both of those things together, they needed the bomb plant that to come down, so they have to take some heavy compromises. They either lack utility, or they lack that one-shot headshot, because it's head armor across the board here for TYLOO. A very different approach there from the Mongols, just tried to contact outside a monster, but it simply does not work. JamYoung too sharp, and it's been a much more well-rounded effort from the Chinese squad. Mzinho does succeed, though, in his fight with the Galil, and in an effort to get some compensation back, Moseyuh is also dropped for his efforts through middle. This is exploded right in the face of TYLOO. We were singing all doom and gloom, but there's some extra pep in the step of the Mongols round.
JamYoung? Okay, he will be able to find the 2 kills. All right. It's not even like it makes a difference to the round. I just slightly worried.
Well, it could still make a difference. 2 players are low enough health that he doesn't even need to land the headshot, but...
Kill.
Oh, okay.
That's egregious. bLitz cannot be allowed to get away with that. At this stage, JamYoung is definitely considering just saving the AWP. And that will be the decision he takes. Mercury and Kanze's money is both low, so TYLOO propping up their economy for a while longer is nice. Not to mention, honestly, the 3 kills that he's already found are really impactful to sort of just making sure TheMongolz is right at the edge of, hey, maybe they miss a Molotov, maybe they miss a flashbang, maybe they have to be on a Galil.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really understand how this round happens the way it does. You know, from a kill on the B-bomb side to then all these kills that happen just across the map. Almost one after the other for TheMongolz.
Bang, bang.
Yeah, that's a great call from the TheMongolz, I suppose.
Big head bLitz out there again, baby.
Yeah, some people say Counter-Strike analysis. I was going to say CSGO, and then I said CS2, and you know, just Counter-Strike analysis is difficult, but if round win, then good call.
Talent is very, very needed for the TYLOO guys, though. You are basically 1 full wipe away from... Actually, maybe 2 full wipes away, but 2 full wipes away from TheMongolz. I think it's John to just push for overtime.
And considering they would have had 5 swings, you know, one of them already dispatched of to finish this game off in regulation, that would be pretty heartbreaking if it ended up in the overtime. But the problem is for the TheMongolz, the way in which they won that last round isn't very replicatable.
I'll have you know they can shooty bang bang all day.
Yeah, but they won't always win the fights like they did.
This is why you get paid the big ones, Michael.
God, standards, man.
Stuff for Senzu has not been spotted out, but he did actually get Advent. Oh, this should be a freebie. This should be a freebie, but it's not. Advent lives and he just runs right away. bLitz. Where Advent is. JamYoung's trying to swing wide. The flash timing is perfect.
Oh.
bLitz has got 2. What a play from him. Now Senzu moves in from short out wide, and Kaze and Mercury, their only goal is to save.
That is pretty much perfect timing there for TheMongolz on the flash play to Monster. bLitz calling that for himself. Techno did try to contain these remaining 2 players and prevent them from saving, or at least hunting, or being in a forward hunting position. But he won't succeed. TheMongolz are still spread to take these weapons out of the hands of TYLOO. Mercury spotted. I know where Kaze is, but the smoke should provide enough sanctuary for Mercury to retreat. Could even have played behind it, but again, they're using quite a lot of resources, quite a lot of utility to get these weapons away from the TheMongolz. And in fact, they're losing some of their weapons themselves.
Nice shot. I don't know if Kaze saves this, to be honest. If he... Yeah, he's going to be able to find that frag.
Oh, no.
That is rough, actually. Now you're at a very difficult point where you have to decide whether TheMongolz get double digits for free or whether you buy up here and then buy at 12-11. You do basically have 1 gun round, I guess. Regardless, but yeah.
Yeah, they're committing to the buy. Seems a little bit spread. It's a half. Okay, this also does make sense.
They are on the 2400 loss bonus as well, right? Not the full 25, so even if they did commit to a buy, I'm not sure what their economy would look like in 12-11.
It's kind of the best of both worlds. They still get a buy in the following, and they still can make this round competitive, but they get gunned down trying to chase through Monster, but Senzu gets caught looking the wrong direction, so that's an AK retrieved.
bLitz should not be going forward like this. This is going to be just a free 1v1 given up. Now he doesn't win it either. It's information, I suppose, in a lot of ways, but the rotation back to A can come through very quickly. A stack on the A bomb site would be a great call for TYLOO to go for as well. It means that either the AK can get involved or it can be saved.
I do believe that the Mongols have read this one step ahead, however.
But you say that, but TYLOO's back on B now.
Oh yeah, they went for the boost in CT.
Yeah. Who's stepping where?
Who's reading who?
They're both on a Google Docs document right now. Live editing. Who can type faster? Kaze's position could be very tricky for Techno. I don't know if he's completely ready for this. Kaze turns around. No, he's still checking. He has the angle advantage. He finds a kill. This is huge. They can commit to this B bomb site hold for a lot longer now. Smoke will be deployed, but that first kill almost found. Mzinho manages to keep himself alive. Mercury does not want to contest. AK is switched out. Molotov goes deep. They will be boosting up yet again. 3-on-2 continues forward, and Kaze and Advent both having an AK apiece. Deep smoke, but 9-10 smokes off bridge as well, and that might be the end. Nice shot from Mzinho. Intercepts the flying player. Kaze still cannot finish these players off. They're both low, let's not forget. So if Advent can get in position, the lack of armor should not matter too much. Mzinho continues to bail them out of what is a terrible situation. Kaze will opt into the save for himself.
Yeah, marvelous shooting. And it looked like TYLOO had the perfect setup, the perfect read on what to do. Kaze's spot, preventing the lurk from Techno, the flank that he was trying to accomplish into that B bomb site. Kind of gave the game away, understood where the Mongols were going to hit, but they just couldn't get the impact they were hoping for out of that boost. Could have put them in a 3v1. Instead, the Mongols kind of dodging a bullet there. Get themselves up to double digits. That was only the half buy from TYLOO that they make quite competitive. Now in with a full buy. I say full, but Advent is the one on the SMG. A lot of utility that he can help his team with, however. And a missed Molotov in for TYLOO. It's a error that both teams have been making on the A play.
Strong early kill. bLitz has been a big instigator for the Mongols.
Feels almost like he's instigating a little too much sometimes as well. Decided that he wants violence always.
I like the attempt from Kaze. He's expecting the jiggle, so he just tries to go for the wallbang instead of the straight shot, but doesn't actually connect with it.
No lurkers this time, no spread from the Mongols. Just congregating into this A-bomb side, and it could all fizzle out right here and now. TYLOO are pulling an extra man through from the B site. As Mercury gets a little bit aggressive, smoke sailing over Mzinho. Flash is good, but Mercury's going to have to prompt a forward push, and he'll find his instant kill. Moseyuh out in the open, but Kaze is actually the one that finds the kill on the players emerging out from long in his tucked corner. Kaze gets 3, a one-and-done position, but it's 3 kills for Kaze on the AWP. TYLOO are going to be making their journey into Sweden. They are our representatives from Asia at ESL Challenger Jönköping.
And I mean, look, you want no one else but them. Sure, Mongols have had their presentation out towards the majors and everything, but